before I say anything, I'm going to generally just say this. When I said this, I wasn't thinking of one specific person.
Yeah.
So it can be different.
Generalizing.
Yeah, it's different per person. I'm not saying that you're like this or not, but what I was saying is a lot of filmmakers, especially when I went to school, the first thing they would say to cop out was like, I want to be a director. That's my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them aren't the director has to lead everybody. Most of them don't have the leadership ability to be a good director.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine to be like just a camera person or like a grip or a sound person. It's fine to have these very crucial jobs that are, if without them, a film can't be made.
Yeah.
So they're just as important as the director, but everybody kind of just says, I want to be a director because that's what they hear and that's what they want. They just say that as a cop-out.
It's the job that people know most about next to the actors.
Yeah, and it's technically kind of the most important part.
Yeah.
So
in some fashion.
Yeah, in some fashion.
Honestly,
so,
with indie films, I mean, you know this, it's everyone's important. I'm curious to hear what's the interest in you to be a director, you know what I mean? And what are some of the skills that you've learned that directing, in order to be a director, you have to know how to do? And like what are your thoughts on being a good director? You know, I'm not sure if you had this, and I'll ask you this in a second about the backstory of how you got interested in filmmaking, but I'm interested to know, did you start wanting to be a director or did you find yourself in wanting to be, you know?
I think I started off wanting to be one, but I wanted to be one because I wanted to write scripts. And as a script writer, I feel protective over what I write, and I was like, I just want to do it all, which is kind of the, you know, arrogant, not too much out of film school mindset, if I'm just being honest. So yeah, I think that there's a lot of truth in that. A lot of people just kind of blindly go in wanting to be directors. Like, I know people that I went to school with who either just graduated or haven't graduated yet, who started off, you know, wanting to be directors, maybe because they didn't know what they wanted to do exactly, and they were just like, director, I guess. But now, like, some of them are, like, they want to be producers, which is great because we don't have enough producers.
For real. And a lot of people are confused about what a producer does, you know?
Exactly.
We have a video on the channel called The Difference Between a Director and a Producer, and people are curious. It's our most viewed video on this channel. People are looking that up specifically. And so what do you think, in your own experience, what do you think are some of the skills specifically a director needs to have, you know?
The director needs to have the vision, and they have to have, you know, the leadership ability and the storytelling ability, you know, because, like, I think of, you know, if we're going to do, like, director versus producer, like, the director is the idealistic, visionary, let's go to the sky with this thing, and then the producer is more realistic, like, hey, we don't have money to do that. Come down a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, you know, I think director and I think vision.
Yeah.
With a rainbow and some shooting stars.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Oh, I hear you. Yes, I think the director has to definitely have the vision, because the film is ultimately the vision of how the director sees the story, you know. And if you happen to write the story, then it becomes your baby, like you said. Like, it's really hard to hand that over.